Hello and welcome to a very warm afternoon in Suffolk. And warm and sunny is where this experiment's come from. So what I'm trying to use and develop is a water butt, drip fed, gravity fed watering system, irrigation system. By buying a few things off the internet. You can actually buy a full kit that does this, but where's the fun in that? So I bought a few things off eBay and go couple it together, and it's going to be fantastic. So let me show you what I've got and how we're going to do this. So for starters then, I bought a water timer, a plant it. So the idea here is I want to probably drip feed the water in, I don't know, the early hours of the morning when it's coolest, so that I get less evaporation happening and it'll be able to sink into the soil. So I need some form of timer that needs to attach to the water butt, and it needs to be run by batteries because there's no electricity where I'm going. I then also bought one of these absolute beauts, Flopro Plug Go watering, your irrigation made simple system. Yeah, and the key for me for here is it waters an area of 1.2 times 1.4. So basically that's, 2.4. So that's basically the size of a Andy no dig bed, standard bed. So this is going to be brilliant. So what I've got out the box is, when you open them, is this. So this is the timer. So I'll be able to set it there, and then this is all the pipe work. So it goes this way round, and as you imagine, this bit attaches to the water butt. Water comes down here into the timer. Timer opens up, water comes out the bottom. So to help to attach to the water butt, I have got a clip, so that it'll be able to attach it on really, really tightly. And I'll probably put some plumbing tape around it as well. Anything that I could do to help that work. Then to help this attach to the next piece, which is this, which is the Flopro system. So basically I need to attach a hose to that. Then it just comes through here. This is it. Lots and lots of little holes at various points, really small holes, so they couldn't get clogged up. So this is what we'll talk about the water butt later, and that's going to work really, really well. So my challenge then, how to attach this to this. And what I'm going to use is a bit of standard pipe attachment. So this little piece here is going to screw on here onto the end of that. So as you imagine, as the little arrow tells you, the water's coming down this pipe. Timer turns on, opens up, water carries out of that little yellow there, and then into a hose. What I'm going to do is put a standard hose connector on. So this is the piece, and the hose goes in there. So I then just need to clip that in, and now we can see water comes down, timer turns on, water comes through into a to be added bit of garden hose that I'll just cut off my normal hose through there into here. Water goes around all these lovely things when I've laid them out and waters the bed. That's it. I did spend another £4.99 and I bought myself a new tap for my water butt. I didn't need it, I just got a little bit carried away, to be honest. So altogether, bought that off the internet. You look up prices, but at the time of when I purchased this, we talked about probably about £75 to set up. The timer is going to be absolutely fantastic, runs off AAA batteries, so it's going to work out perfectly. Right, so let me now, after all that excitement, very excited, curious gardener here, let me now take you over to the water butt, which is in position, and talk you through a little bit about that. Okay, let's talk the water butt. I'm reusing a water butt, which I've had for a while. So the key thing for this is just make sure, if you're reusing, just spend 10 minutes doing a really boring job. And that's trying to get as much sand and sediment that there might be in the water butt out, because once it's full, that sand and sediment is going to get into the water. It's going to go through our system into our irrigation pipes. The holes on those irrigation pipes are really small, so any of that can help, this might start clogging it up. So all I'm going to do, incredibly boring job, is get in here with a brush, stiff brush, give it a really good brush, get everything off the walls, see about the state of the floor, try and move everything I've got, and then wash it out with a quick hose and get as much of this out of this water butt as I can. And then once it's fitted, you don't want to be emptying the water butt and cleaning it all up and cleaning those pipes with the little holes that are full of sand. So if you're not using a new one, you're reusing an old one, which is brilliant. That's what I'm doing. Just make sure it's really, really good and clean inside. Hello, welcome back. So let me talk you through all those thoughts I had around the water butt. So this is it. Biggest challenge for me, this water butt, because the system's gravity fed. So as you see here, we have the little tap there, brand new tap there, £4.99, well spent. This water butt needs to be off the ground quite a long way, because that black pipe's going to run all the way down. When the water butt gets emptier, the pressure drops, so it's pushing less water through. And I've got to travel it into this bed here. The other thing I was wondering about is putting a splitter on and taking it across to a bed over here, which is my breakfast smoothie bed. So I'm kind of interested to see how that would work. But for this stage, because I don't know where I'm going to put it and I have no idea how it's going to work, I've cobbled together this fine piece of engineering. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So basically it's loads of wooden blocks that I've got, stacked them up, screwed them on, tried to make it stable, already add to water to it just to see if it works. Now the other paranoid piece you have about this is if it blows a hoolie, as we say in Suffolk, what happens if the water butt falls off? A lot of water, a lot of damage. So I put in a few stakes for this little experiment, and I'm going to put lots and lots of baler twine around it and lash this water butt to these 2 stakes, and then that should stop the thing wobbling. So I think this is the bit, and once I've worked out the heights, and once I've worked out which beds I want to water regularly, which are the key beds, I'll then make something a little bit, that looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, because I imagine the family and the neighbours will be chuckling quite merrily at my latest creation. So there we go, this is the water butt in position, just needs to be lashed on. And now I need to attach all the various pieces. Hi, so we all set up on tap with a hose attached and tied up into the timer, a bit of garden hose coming out of the timer going into the irrigation pipe. So we're all set up now just to fill up the water tank with some water. Fill up the water butt with some water, and then turn it on, set the timer and turn it on. And what I'm going to do, instead of getting so excited and putting this out in the bed, what I'm going to do to start with is just set it to run for a few hours and see how much water actually comes out. Just make sure everything's working fine, and then I can work out how to lay it in the bed. But as you see, it's going to be pretty close to the bed, which is perfect, and then I should feed it straight and loop it right round. So that's my plan. So next stage, setting the timer.